a little bit over a year ago, I got into a little bit of a panic because of things that were going around me that reminded me of how fragile we are. So I had a classmate that I had known since kindergarten, and he had passed away. He had overdosed on drugs. I believe he had an injury and started using painkiller drugs and possibly got out of hand, and he had passed away. And I hadn't seen him for over a year when he passed away, and I thought he looked pretty healthy the year before. So it was kind of shocking to me, and it just kind of reminded me how we're all just one misstep away from potentially dying because of he had injured himself while playing sports. I know he was very involved in sports. I like sports too. I especially want to do some extreme sports, so that has really bothered me quite a bit. And then an ex-girlfriend of mine, she was around the same time. An ex-girlfriend of mine was going through menopause, and in a way, that sounds like a death to me as well. I have big fears about growing old and not achieving things that I wanted to do when I'm still young. That's why I love to keep my body healthy, so that I can buy myself more time to do things that I want to do when I'm still young. At least in terms of body, maybe not in terms of my papers, but in terms of my body. So hearing these two stories caused me to go on a little bit of a frenzy, and I think I showed you guys a video of my viewing of outer space. I have planets in conjunction with the moon. Later this year, I hope to view Jupiter and Saturn in conjunction. I almost thought about traveling to view the lunar eclipse last week. Unfortunately, the costs were a little bit higher than I had anticipated. Well, I went into a frenzy of a year ago because I just started to worry that something's going to happen. Maybe I'll get into a car accident and I'll need to use painkillers, or maybe I'll start to grow old and have wrinkles and I won't be able to meet people my age, or maybe I'll lose my creativity. You know, I work with a lot of creative things at my job and with my hobbies. Maybe I'll start to lose my brain function. And I just went into a frenzy, and every week I was traveling hundreds of miles on my car to view the night sky. I was writing games like there was no tomorrow. You know, one of my big fears with my computer games, ever since I started many years ago, was that I would die or become incapacitated, and I wouldn't have anybody to continue writing my computer games for me. I still kind of think about that when the concept of dying or of just aging comes to mind, is what's going to happen to my computer games. Sometimes that's what keeps me in check in terms of my lifestyle. I used to love to mess around in terms of dating. You know, I wasn't in a very solid relationship. I would just mess around with one girl and then another and then another. But now that I love my computer games so much, it worries me. What if I catch a disease and or maybe what if a girl murders me? It's starting to weigh on me. I used to have the other way around. I used to think maybe I should just enjoy the girls while they last, and I'll worry about getting murdered for my life insurance or catching AIDS, you know, later on, you know, when it does happen. And it just put a pause on that, and it's, you know. But I went into a frenzy, and I almost lost my job over it because I wasn't sleeping right, I wasn't eating right, I was just trying to cram everything I've ever wanted to do, especially the games and the viewing of the night sky. And it made me realize, you know, I wasn't really enjoying it anymore when I was doing that. I much more enjoy my games and my viewing the night sky when I actually do those things, not because I'm doing them when I'm comparing myself against others. It just makes me realize that comparing, whether it be compared to the good or the bad, it's never a happy situation to try to compare or try to project out yourself based on the others around you.